Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is speaking to David Bowe, the Senior Vice President Business Development of Nel Hydrogen Electrolyser. David, could you tell us about the project that you have at the Mogalakwena Platinum Mine in Limpopo, just north of where I'm sitting here, and exactly what you are doing there to make sure that the world gets the biggest hydrogen-powered truck?
What's exciting to us is to see Anglo American taking this big step to reduce their carbon footprint. It is an amazing opportunity and certainly an area of significant target with respect to looking at reducing carbon emissions. I think Anglo American with ENGIE and other supporting companies like Nel for the electrolysis, Ballard for the fuel cells, Komatsu for providing the truck, and others. I don't want to keep listing because there's so many that are behind this, but clearly I think Anglo gets the hats off in taking such a big step in this area. And you're absolutely right. This will be by far the world's largest fuel cell vehicle.
Could you tell us what size electrolyzer you will start off with there and the possible progression if the total fleet moves in the hydrogen direction?
The first unit that is already in South Africa that will be installed in the coming months, I believe with the goal of a Q1 kickoff. Nel has been manufacturing electrolyzers for 90 years. And we do have both the more traditional alkaline technology as well as PEM, which is proton exchange membrane. This particular system that's being installed is one of our alkaline units. And as I mentioned, it's a 3.5 megawatt. And that really is just a little bit more than what's needed to supply one truck. So imagine, changing out the entire fleet of as many as 400 trucks, the amount of electrolysis that would be required. And clearly, I think it's important to understand that just one of these trucks consumes over 900,000 liters of typically diesel fuel per year. And that equates into enormous amounts of carbon emissions. In fact, if you look at the total install base around the world of mining trucks, of 28,000 trucks, the emission from those trucks is equivalent to the entire emissions from a country like New Zealand or Finland.
Does this particular fuel cell vehicle have zero emission?
So first, to really consider it to be zero emission, you have to ensure that the electrolyzer operates simply with, you feed in water and electricity, and you split the water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. So while you're producing hydrogen, to fuel the truck, you're also releasing oxygen. We could all use more oxygen in our atmosphere, so we welcome that. So it's important that electricity is coming from a renewable energy source. If it is coming from a renewable energy source, then the hydrogen is considered green. And if the hydrogen is green, the only emission from the fuel cell engine, so in this case from the fuel cell truck, is water. So you split the water molecule to make the hydrogen, and then as you combine hydrogen with air, which has oxygen in it, it reacts with the fuel cell in the fuel cell cell stack, and it creates electricity and gives us water back. So the only emission is water being returned from the water that was used to make the hydrogen. Anglo is already looking at 7 of their deep pit mines. The next one we're already looking at in Chile. to look at a very similar approach to helping via hydrogen and fuel cell trucks to help decarbonize the mine.
What happens to the excess hydrogen?
There's always a certain amount of storage. I mean, one thing that we can count on is that not always are we going to have a sunny day. So if we're solely dependent upon the PV, the solar, to provide the electricity, you need backup. You need, because you set your basis of the electrolyzer size and backup storage based on the solar profile of the solar farm that is either in place or that is planned to be in place. So there's a lot of amazing predictive models that can do that today for new solar farms that are being put in. So yes, there is storage, and there's still some time, obviously, where the electrolyzer will not be utilized when there's power not available. There's a wide variety of areas where hydrogen can help decarbonize our planet. It could be in energy storage, with respect to when you look at when you don't have power from a renewable energy source, if you store hydrogen and you have fuel cells, then you can have electricity all the time. And that applies to stationary things as well. When we look at specifically mobility, and we talk about the project we're talking about today, if you decarbonize the 28,000 trucks that are in the hands of open pit mining companies around the world, the heavy duty 300-ton haulers, you're roughly removing about 150 million, an impact of 150 million cars off the roads. We're seeing a lot of countries investing to boost their economies into hydrogen.